As the year draws to a close, they are starting to panic sell this brand of iron. So let me explain how you can take advantage and somewhat dispel the belief that this is an embarrassing brand to use. Because believe it or not, this brand has actually done exactly what most golfers moan about. Yet each year, no one seems to want to pull the trigger. Ultimately, by the end of this video, whether it's a blade or let's say a more forgiving head style, I want to prove to you guys that if you do pull the trigger, or pull it left, that if I'm wrong and you do buy this set of clubs brand new and you don't like them, you can sell them for virtually the same amount of money second hand. I mean, what would you have to lose? What is the number one thing that all golfers moan about each year? Apart from your mate still playing off 28 because he never seems to put a card in. It's the fact that big brand manufacturers sell us virtually the same golf club, slightly different, well, lick of paint, but also at the same time increasing the prices year after year. And we have to understand it costs a lot of money to be one of the biggest brands in this game. Which of course means that the clubs that they sell are definitely going to be a bit more premium. And like every other sport, professionals sell equipment. And that's probably why a lot of you wouldn't even think twice about putting this underrated brand in your wedge set. But when it comes to irons and driver, wouldn't even think about it. Mainly because a lot of pros do actually use their wedges. Forgot to kind of put that part in. I didn't even know these blades even existed from this manufacturer. And to be honest, I think it was a smart move from them going away from this particular head style. Number one, because unless you're Tony Finau, no other pro actually uses blades anymore. But number two, your parent company makes very good blades and very small muscle backs as well. Which is great because it means you can now save money on your forgiving cavity back irons, hybrid irons, whatever you want to call them. However, this comes at an underlying cost in my eyes, as all the big brands will have their super forgiving head, for example this, or even this in the past, all the way to their ultra blade, basically able to fit any kind of fan of their equipment into a particular model. Which means, number one, a professional will never use that club because it's offset, too high launching, and let's be honest, very de-lofted. Mind you, if you gave them enough money, I'm sure some of them might be able to get it to work. But more importantly, you become known as a beginner brand. Because let's not get it twisted, this right here is a beginner iron, yet definitely would have a different kind of appeal and look in someone's golf bag outside the pro shop. The only difference with the Ping is that you can't buy it online for £300 brand new for a full set. Every golf club, no matter how expensive or how premium when they first come out, eventually reach what I like to call the serves the purpose range. What I mean by that is you're able to go and play golf, and it might not be perfect, but it definitely serves a purpose. With drivers, for me, that's £100 to £150 range. For irons, I'd say around £200 to £300. And depending on the range, the model and the brand, it takes either longer or shorter for that particular model or club to actually reach the serve the purpose range. Now, thank you to the boys at Replay Golf for obviously lending me these set of irons, but also sparked this whole video of the serve the purpose range and how I discovered a lot of golf retailers online are selling last year's model already at the same price of the serve the purpose range. Now, before I show you my bargain buy from Cleveland, which you can basically buy them brand new, spend a year hitting them and probably only lose £30 for the pleasure, these go for next to nothing. I'll quickly show you some prices, if you can get hold of them, that is. I mean, with the price of shafts at the moment, you could probably get more for them just taking the heads off. These came out 2 years ago, and I even said how underrated these were. Super forgiving. Kind of reminds you of something, doesn't it? But these are more offset, more chunky, definitely designed for that beginner player. Again, I'll show you prices. These go for absolutely nothing in the second-hand market, which, to be honest, is criminal in itself. I mean, it just keeps going. 213 yards with a 7-iron. I want to talk briefly about their driver. As I have hit it, I have tried it. It's good for a beginner, it just sounds quite loud. But at the same time, I would rather you go and get, well, let's be honest, a £100 or £80 one of these than potentially the Cleveland XL Lite that's come out this year. Whereas when it comes to irons, it is somewhat a lump of metal on the end of the stick. And for that player that's looking for ultra forgiveness, help with their slice, more distance, I mean, £300 for a set of these 6 to pitching wedge, which, let's be honest, you don't need a 5-iron in this set when the 7-iron's already at 29 degrees. The point I'm getting at is Cleveland heavily underrated, forgiving offset brand. And as I'll show you, the model that came out in 2017, the HB Turbo, they're still selling for $250, $300. Guys, if you've got any questions on your bag or swing, sasgolfacademy.com. Catch you guys later.